ingredients all prepped. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the things I always try to impress on you all with sharing these recipes is that once you prep your ingredients in advance, cooking will be fun and ever so simple. Corned mutton. The name, Salisbury. I am not affiliated with the brand. I'm not paid to do this or anything like that, but my good friend, the lady at the front at Passad's on Albion out in Toronto, she said this is the best brand. And I have to trust the Guyanese because, the Guyanese lady's been doing it for a long time. So she understands the whole corn mutton thing. And this is for people who, you want something different. You don't want to use the corned beef, or maybe for religious purposes, you're not into the whole beef thing. So corned mutton. It is pricey. This can here, 11 ounces, 11.5 ounces, 326 grams. It was about $10, I think. And that's usually the price for it. What I'm going to do, this is a 3-part. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 recipes. Sort of series that we're doing. I'm going to show you 3 recipes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use half of this. We're going to make my version of fried corn mutton. Tomato, garlic, scotch bonnet pepper that I cut into half, quarter, 2 quarters. It's a whole pepper I cut into half and then quarters. I'm only using half of a pepper. Onion, some scallion or green onion. I'll need some black pepper and some no salt. I'm not adding any salt because this is usually loaded in sodium. Let's take a peek here. Sodium 350 milligrams, which is 15% per serving of salt. Anyhow, no oil either because it can be a bit fatty. If you want to use oil, you rock your oil, vegetable oil, whatever oil you usually use. But I'm only using half. Yeah, we're gonna do 1 recipe, 2 recipes, 3 recipes. Be good. My saucepan here is on a medium flame, and I really love the people over at Passad's over on Albion and Etobicoke. They're out in Toronto. Really nice people, especially the lady out front at the cash register. And I believe they have a spot. So you see we're using half, the other half. And I'm not going to leave it in the tin. I'm going to put it into a plastic container or something. Or maybe I'll shoot the second video now. She's always nice to me, man. Wonderful conversations about gardening and all that stuff like that. You see that fat? That's the fat I was talking about there. Let me just turn that around. Let me go in with my hands and lift it up and show you all. And this is why that white, that's all fat. This is why I am not starting with any oil in the pan. I want that fat to sort of help us to cook everything. I'm going to use my spoon to break it up. And if this recipe seems familiar to you, it is exactly the way I prepare canned corned beef. A huge hit down in the Caribbean. And while I didn't grow up eating this here, I noticed from my Guyanese friends, they eat quite a bit of this. Lately, more than anything else that I've been noticing. What I need to do now, and you see all of that fat has rendered out. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you not to put any further oil or fat into the pan. You really don't need it. Onion. Some garlic. And that is about 5 cloves of garlic that I smashed. The sort of beeping noise you're hearing is doing TikTok at the same time too. The scotch bonnet pepper, just gonna move that over. A tomato. Of course, some fresh ground black pepper in there. And you can eat this with roti, man, my favorite, just steamed or boiled rice. That's it. And you put this on top there. Brilliant things. Anyhow, I do need one more thing in there, and I know some of you will see that. And that's just a teaspoon of tomato ketchup. I like adding some ketchup in there. That's just my kind of thing, yeah. But one of my favorite things is just a plain old rice or hot sada roti. Some people don't even know what fried roti is. Everybody thinks fried bacon, fried roti is the same thing, totally different, but a topic for another day. But anyhow, you notice everything is coming together nicely, and it's still pretty fatty, so just be mindful of all that fat in here. It's something that, you know, that high salt, the high sodium, the high fat content, we really don't need to be eating this on a regular basis. So it's probably a good thing that it is a little bit pricey, yeah? And all I'm going to do now is allow that onion to soften up, the garlic to flavor things up, pepper, the Scotch bonnet pepper. And again, that's totally optional. If you don't like spicy, you don't have to. But it's something so simple to put together. In goes that scallion. And once everything warms through, yeah, you're good. Just going to hit that another final stir there. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com, part 1 of 3 using corned mutton. So this is a dish here, you know, and if you want to put it on bread, on crackers, whatever you want to do with it. And I like a little bit of texture on the tomato, but you can cook it further if you want. As I mentioned earlier, great with sada roti or fry bake or any of the above. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save this now. And this is going to be part of the third recipe that I'm sharing. And that third recipe is fried aloo with corned mutton. So if you have some of this, and it's one of those leftover dishes mommy would make with fried corned beef, but in this case here we'll be using the fried mutton. Go ahead, eat this, totally cool. Later on in part 3, when we do the fried aloo, you'll just need another can of mutton. Part 2 coming up. Stay tuned.